So before we close, I think we have to address a relatively controversial matter, especially in the Catholic and Pentecostal churches. First, in the Pentecostal churches, quite recently, we had a few pastors accused, for lack of a better word, or alleged
Pastors accusing each other.
accusing each other of being homosexuals or promoting the vice, even within their very churches. So I have to throw it to the panel. You guys, do you think there's any merit in these allegations? Or
Let me go to the DNA of the issue. Okay? Homosexuality.
yes,
Connected with Sodom and Gomorrah. Eh?
yes,
But in Ezekiel, the Bible says, right? The sin of Sodom and Gomorrah was
Yes.
leisure.
leisure.
Usually, these habits, I don't consider homosexual genetic. The habit of homosexuality happens in society when people have developed to a level where they have a form of leisure, where the economy is based on leisure more than other economic activities. So you see at the end of the Roman Empire, the rise of homosexuality, the Greeks, the Persians, there is no empire that doesn't have at the end of its
Reign
downfall
or something,
homosexuality, meaning that they leave all activities like, raiding other kingdoms or developing structures,
and they self-indulge.
Now they do self-indulge. That's why you see the rise of dancing, arts and drama, and all these other cultures, painting and whatever.
That is just
And
before
it
the
creeps
canopy.
in. And this is a thing that also adds in. It comes in form of temples. In the Greeks, it comes in forms of temple. They are like the priests at the temples. So even the Jews had that same problem, where their society kind of developed to a level where they were now in a leisurous kind of society. You knew there would always be food. You knew that you can go and get meat.
I would want to add to that point from an evolutionary point of view.
Yes.
Ideally, we are governed by our genes. The genes are out to multiply themselves. So yours are different.
Everyone else.
So you try that the gene that offers good eyesight is trying to give you an advantage over the rest of us, so that it can whatever. So because when we're still in the phase of survival, we always live as per the genes dictate how we live. So that's why we end up protecting the women, because we know if you lose the women, you can't multiply. However, as you have said, if the economies improve, those things go. So now we want all the women to be the same. We want to raise the women to go into war and all other things. So even non-useful things to the gene like homosexuality now come in. Until again, it's not a stable evolutionary strategy. It will collapse.
It will collapse eventually.
And I think that's the story behind Sodom and Gomorrah. It will collapse eventually. Then now you go back to where you are.
To below that, where you're now fighting for survival.
So now, if you see this entire synopsis in the church, okay, you cannot differentiate a pastor, or regardless whether man of God, from another human being. They are all humans, isn't it?
Yes.
So they all suffer from the same forms of temptation. So if a pastor has reached a level of leisure, okay, where he does not need to strive for his earnings, where he does not wake up in the morning like the rest of us, 6, I have to put in the logs. I have to log in the hours. The pastor doesn't need to log in those hours.
Then self-indulgence comes in.
So self-indulgence comes in. For others, it's drinking. For others, it's sleeping with, the church girls and whatever. Yeah, the flock.
Actually, in Florence, if it was common, if I invited you, and I was very happy with your visit, and you're male, I'd give you a young boy to have sex with.
Oh, and these were the economically
Flores. That one.
It was like
Dubai. But then now we have again
like
to pay attention to the habit, because even the Catholic Church itself, I had some recent attempts by the church to either apologize or curtail or find a way of dealing with the priests or members of the church leadership that were engaged, where they even had proof. People came out and were like, okay, me too, when I was a kid.
The Me Too movement, here we go.
Yeah, they came out and they're like, yeah, the pastor, sorry, not the pastor, but the priest, when I was a kid, an altar boy. Is it down to the priests being celibate?
No, I think it's not about celibacy. I think the setting of so many things in life make us make a few decisions that probably maybe we wouldn't have done, but it's the setting, okay? First and foremost, the whole world has to first accept that homosexuality does exist.
Yes,
okay?
yes.
People get attracted to other people that are
Of the same sex.
sex. That is a fact, okay? Now, after you
Those are
accepting...
two different things.
No. Homosexuality is I'm a guy and I'm attracted to a guy. You're a female,
Just a guy having sex with a guy.
a guy having sex with a guy. Not attracted.
Attraction.
Now let me tell you one thing. That's where most people get it wrong.
Yes.
You can't have sex to something you're not attracted to.
Actually, you do.
You can.
No, leave this buying of sex. Even let me tell you one thing. Even the people who go and buy sex don't
They have
buy
to
foie.
You can't just get
We
something.
had a
you're
whole,
not attracted.
Yes.
a whole video about
the,
that.
Yes.
the reason why we're saying that.
Even for people who go and buy prostitutes on a street.
The reason why we're saying that. I
Yes.
think
You should just
From-
call
from
them
some
mascots.
few
Let's give them a more
from
dignified
from
thing.
some few, I think, studies
Yeah.
on the subject
Yeah.
for like American prisons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because in America, it's claimed that if you have to get the cases of rape in
Yes.
prison,
Yes.
plus the cases, if you have to add the cases of rape
Yes.
in prison, plus the cases of rape outside prison,
Yes.
then the men are the most raped people.
Yes. Because we have
You
more
understand?
men in prison
Yes.
than women.
Because there's more rape happening in prison
Than outside.
rape happening
Outside.
to women outside.
Now let me tell you
Don't
one
drop
thing.
your
It's
soul.
Now-
because
now the
it
point-
goes back to that point that
the
I was saying.
point I'm making here
Yes.
is that there's an aspect of men wanting to have control.
Of other men.
Yeah, and the way of showing control is to make you submit by having sex with you. It has nothing to do with attractiveness.
No. Now you see.
And after that,
now
you call you his
you
bitch,
see-
you
Yes.
watch for him.
You
he
watch
finds
See,
another
for
one.
him.
now listen. You see, it all goes back to the setting. Now, when you talk about
Yes.
prison, men and women are not put in the same enclosure.
Yes.
Okay, so the men will not get a chance to rape women.
Okay.
So they will
Okay.
definitely have to rape other men. That is one. It's the thing. But going back to the fact, like
Yes.
where you brought in the Catholic Church.
Yes.
The Catholic Church is a setting that tries to downplay so many things just because of its setting.
Yes.
It does not fail to acknowledge that these things do happen.
Yes.
Okay, because if I was maybe a head of a church,
Yes.
or a Bwana Mukula, which is said here, and then I have these altar boys, okay,
Yes.
and I've molested some of them,
Yes.
okay. Now it comes to a fact in the head: am I attracted to them? Because now, like in a church, they are nuns.
Yes.
Most people don't want to see that other setting.
What you
It is
have-
very hard to have a setting of a church that does not have nuns, because the altar boys help in these altar things, which are
Yes.
not a daily thing. I mean, they
But
help
the
in the
nuns
setting.
stay in the
But they,
convent.
yes. So why am I having sex with the nuns?
Now,
Who is to say you are not?
You are not.
Then why is that a problem?
No, the problem is
Yes.
that you having sex with a nun is a normal thing.
No, it's not
It's
normal in
natural.
the church.
Okay.
It's
The
not-
thing is,
In the
eh,
church, it's very abnormal, actually. Actually, let me
Extremely.
tell you, if I was in the church,
The two of them.
actually, if I was in the church,
it's more normal
having
to
sex
be
with a
a-
nun would be more abnormal than having sex with an altar boy. To me, no. If I was look at abnormalities,
No, this
because you see, because this is why I would make
the
it more.
closness.
Yes, because this is why I would make
Because
it more
the nuns
abnormal.
are far off.
No. This is why I would make it more abnormal. Okay, a priest has vowed
Yes. Celibacy.
celibacy.
Yes.
A nun has vowed celibacy.
Yes.
An altar boy has vowed nothing.
Now, the issue,
Apart from service.
Serving.
the issue
So
here, the issue
these
here
two,
is
if these two slept together,
the issue
Two
here,
covenants are
two
broken.
covenants are
Instant.
broken instantly.
the issue here is
Yes,
unless women are special,
yes.
why are you most likely to find a willing person to have sex with? Is it the altar boy or is it the nun?
But you see,
Most likely
But
the
you see, it
but-
also
but-
goes back. It also goes back to the point. You see, I'm bothered by things where an altar boy comes 20 years, 15 years back.
Yes.
I was, you know.
No, but,
No, no.
but remember,
That's the point about
these are-
control.
because most people forget one thing. If a priest had sex, or a bishop, or a cardinal, whatever, or a clergy with an altar boy, there was consent somewhere.
No.
It is wrong that they are.
Most of these people
They are
are
raped.
choosing, yes.
No.
They are saying because of the dominion.
That's why I
goes to
wanted
his
us to look at it general, homosexuality general.
Yes.
We get out of church.
Yes.
We've had cases of a certain football team, the university in
Yes.
the US,
Yes.
where the
Where
coach,
the coach
where
Man
the coach was
City,
having
the academy,
sex
the boys were
with
being,
with the football players.
fondled.
Yes.
Then we have a case of where
Leave the team.
Yeah?
Leave the team.
It's
No,
not
Man City.
this is what I'm
Look,
saying. That for
Man
you,
City,
I'll give you an
the
example.
team,
You,
Yes.
boys were
you
being
came from
fondled.
the village.
Yes.
You cannot afford. You cannot in the US to go to university. You have to pay money.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no free university.
Yeah.
But then you're there on
a scholarship.
get
a
a
scholarship
scholarship.
for sports
Yes.
as a good athlete.
Yes.
The coach,
And now the coach
Tells you.
is having sex with you. Now remember, the coach was part of the people who selected you.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Now
he
you're
could
18 years
terminate.
old.
Yes.
he can terminate.
And that is your future.
Yes.
he can terminate
So
your.
now, what do you
Now-
expect that person to have?
now-
The same
now-
situation goes to the altar
Now,
boy.
the same
now,
social
now, now,
altar
now
boy.
you go back to my. There's an argument we had about women giving sex
Yes, I remember.
for money
Yes.
or for jobs.
Yes.
Now you go back to that element. Now,
No, because that
my
argument
God-
does not
It does not
apply
hold.
Let
in
me tell you how
church.
it applies.
That
It does
one
not hold.
applies.
no, I'm answering to his example. Okay. If you
Are
tell
you
me,
trying to win an argument?
no. Yes, I have to win this argument.
Okay,
Because
you
now,
take your
now,
shot.
My shot is, I'm a player
Yes.
from a village.
Yes.
I'm on a scholarship. I badly need to be on this team.
Yes.
Give us.
Somehow.
the thing is-
I know where this is.
I mean, your ass is going to make you stable, and you desperately want this.
But look here.
Now the question is,
This
Yes,
is
the
the
question is
epitome of,
that-
of
No, you're
ethical
supposed to
conduct.
be a
The
righteous
church,
man.
Yes. The church is the
Righteous
epitome
man of
of
God.
ethical
About being-
conduct.
No, righteous. No, that's where we go wrong. That's where we completely.
So for
go
you, you
wrong.
don't care if you're righteous or not.
No. Righteous is a virtue.
Yes.
You try to be righteous.
It's your
Try your
righteousness.
level best to be righteous.
Naye kati wano.
No one is born
Material-
righteous. You're supposed to, say, I'm not going to do A, B, C, D because they are wrong. I'm going to do E, F, and G. Okay? Try to do that.
Mackenzie, you need to know that most of these people that are coming out now, they are maybe 30, 40 years.
The teacher.
If the teacher is playing, I mean, it's an open thing.
The
The
teacher
guy
will
will.
also-
no,
the
no.
guy
He'll go in the
teacher is
corner and
playing with
shower.
you.
The
The
teacher
teacher
will
is
also
showering
be.
you.
Yes, he'll go and shower. He's playing. He's on the team.
Najamu everything.
Naba, yes.
Teacher wa more
And he might even have a small propeller than me, who is.
But
So it's- there's no point. I'm like,
but then you
oh.
see what
sorry.
happens.
He's even hiding,
So
actually.
at what
I'm
point?
sorry.
At
I'm
what
sorry.
point?
But your school has